Pay attention to what's on your mind on the 19th of July 2019. The 19th of July 2019, it is going to be a rather important day when it comes to you, my gorgeous, my ever so precious Sagittarius indeed. You need to pay attention to signs. You need to pay attention to omens. You need to pay attention to what you feel drawn to. You need to pay attention what's around you, especially when you find yourself being the part of the situation where things seem like a little bit strange, where things seems like a little bit different, where things seems like a little bit bizarre. Just pay attention, look around you, look around you, look around you, and just check everything around you and see, try to feel, try to sense what you feel drawn to. What do you feel drawn to? Perhaps it's a certain color, perhaps it's a certain object, perhaps it's a certain figurine, you know, perhaps it's a certain flower, perhaps it's a certain plant. Just see what do you feel drawn to. At the same time, try to find its meaning, and at the same time try to see how it feels like to you. At the same time, try to think what you were thinking at around the time right before you became the part of the situation. It is going to be very important for you to realize this, because this omen is going to be something that is going to be the beginning of absolutely mind-blowing unfoldment when it comes to you. There are a couple of things that are going to be affected, okay? It is your private life, your relationships, and also your work life and your finances. This is all going to make sense because there is the whole new synchronicity going to come through. Whole new synchronicity is going to come forward. And what the outcome of this is going to be? The outcome of this is going to be that it's just all about the actual breach. You will be able to breach that much further for the life that you wanted to breach towards. But there is going to be an element of surprise. You will surprise yourself, and you will surprise yourself what you feel drawn to. You will surprise yourself with a certain realization. It is going to be very much so the time to move on, very much so to make a really important decision, very much so to get on with your life, to get rid of those people and those situations that no longer should be there anymore. I know it sounds really horrible, I know it sounds really harsh, but I think that this is going to be the moment in time when you really will want to look towards the new direction. This particular day is just going to reflect on you in such a lovely way that you are going to actually really have a powerful, both powerful ending, but also at the same time you are going to have a huge beginning indeed. I'm saying this because you're about to rediscover yourself through such a way where you're going to get a strength and courage to deal with a certain situation and a certain person in your life that you should have dealt a long time ago. On another hand, this is going to be the beginning of something really special and the beginning of a really important unfoldment. You're going to realize something really significant about your life and what you want to do, and it is going to surprise you. I'm not saying that you're going to change completely everything, but I'm just saying that this is going to be the beginning of something really, really special, and this is also going to be the highly fertile day. Let me tell you something. This day it's all about you. This day it's all about your success. And this day you're also going to have a mind-blowing negotiation, whether you realize this or not. Sometimes, you know, if you have negotiations, you know, with people, it's not necessarily you just go out there and just negotiate about buying a car or something. Sometimes, you know, these little negotiations, especially when they're sacred, you know, they're hidden because they're part of our spiritual journey. So what is going to happen is just you're going to have a certain little conversation with somebody, and through this conversation there is also going to be the certain negotiation without you even realizing. And that's why you have to keep your eyes open. That's why you have to be very open-minded. That's why you have to look at from the other side of the moon, you know, your situation, because something very important on one hand is going to be revealed, but on another hand it is going to be an absolutely overwhelming emotion that you are going to have as well, because it's just it is the new hope, and that new hope is just going to really highlight the situation in your life that was just bringing you down and that was making you really negative. This is also going to be the perfect time to get rid of, as I said, like a toxic situation or toxic toxic people in your life. I'm going to tell you one more thing that is actually going to happen on this particular day, and what you really should be paying attention. This is very, very important, because most certainly, you see, I don't even know how to explain this, but the July is going to be very important, because when it comes to the actual omen that you are going to have, when it comes to the actual realization that you are going to have, this is going to go a long way, and most certainly you're going to be able to mark a very important day, very important stage in your life, and you will see exactly what I mean. The whole July is going to be significant indeed, and it is going to be the beginning of something very special in your life. And what else I was going to say, the omen that you can expect on this particular day, on the 19th of July, it's actually going to be in a form of a little bird. But the way that this little bird, it's actually this little bird, it may not be little necessarily, but there is something very cute and very adorable going to be about this bird. What you also have to pay attention to when it comes to that omen, when you see this bird, when you come across this bird, you know, at the end of the day, that can even be like a bird on the picture, that can be bird playing outside, that can be bird like in the, you know, in the window, that can be bird on the tree, that can be bird flying, it can be just bird in your mind, like thinking about some certain bird, and then you don't know where this comes from, and then you need to quickly realize and see where this bird, where these thoughts are coming from, and this is your spirit guides and your guardian angels and your universe. Your hermit moment is trying to let you know and push this bird into your life, push this bird into your mind, push this bird into your spiritual journey. And what you need to do, what you must do, is try to see how you feel when you see this bird. Try to see you know, like try to see how you feel, try to see what you feel around it, try to see what the bird, the actual meaning of this bird is, what is the symbolical meaning, which colors it has, you know, and try to put this with your current situation. It is going to have, and it is going to bear a really important message. It could happen on that particular day, but it could also happen one day earlier on that particular day and one day later. So this is why I'm saying there are 3 days that you're going to be able to play with, that are going to be very strong, and they're going to be very significant when it comes to your particular spiritual journey. I'm saying this is just so important. So you've got a little tower here, so that means that it is going to give you a power, it is going to give you an energy to deal with like a little bit of situation in your life, which means that you're going to have a bit of a tower moment here, which means an unexpected situation is actually going to happen, and the way it's going to happen is just that it's going to cause you a little bit of setback, and you will not know, you will not be sure what to do. And because of everything that I said so far, you see the things are going to take a really interesting turn, because sometimes, you know, it needs to get a little bit worse in order to get better, which means that there is a very stale and slow situation in your life going to unfold. Very, very stale and slow situation. And what that means is that something, it just came to an end and it's driving you mad, not mad, but it's making you feel really uncomfortable, it's making you feel really negative, and it's preventing you to be happy. What is preventing you to be happy? Who is preventing you to be happy? Why are you unhappy? I'm not saying that you're unhappy, but I'm just saying that you will reach your full potential when it comes to your emotions and when it comes to your spirituality. And that's why you need to go through this in order to deal with this moment. It needs to get worse in order to get better. You know, my vet, when I took my cat to the vet at some point, she was unwell, and this is exactly what he said to me, like, it needs to get worse in order to get better, you know, and this was the truth, you know, and it's just so true. Also, when it comes to the actual spirituality, it is just a whole new synchronization going to come through this moment in time. And on another hand, you see, this is another thing I wanted to say, beautiful new change, very, very quickly. So it's going to be like a little bit of a tower moment, a little bit of setback that you're going to deal with, but most certainly it's going to be the right moment, it's going to be the right time, and look what is going to happen, swift change. So don't worry if you feel low, don't worry if you feel a bit down, don't worry if you go through certain changes, it doesn't matter, it's life. Life is not meant to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be all like, oh my god, we're all dying or something. No. It's just that there are certain problems and certain issues that we have throughout our lives to deal with, otherwise our spirit wouldn't evolve. And that's what I'm saying. The bottom line is, it's going to be good, it's going to be brilliant, there's going to be like a little bit of surprise there waiting for you, and also at the end of the day, it is going to be a wonderful, swift change at the beginning of something very special. On another hand, you're going to start something really significant this month, and that, but you're going to start, you're not going to be the only one who's going to benefit from it, but this is going to very significant, something very sharp, something very powerful. You're going to be able to express yourself, and it's going to last almost forever for the generations to come, actually to benefit from it. You know, do you get me what this is? Very, very powerful and important time indeed. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous, my powerful, my ambitious Sagittarius, and it's for July 2019. So it's for you, my beautiful Sagittarius. Sorry, and it's for July 2019. Now, when it comes to the actual number, your number this month is number 9. What do I say? What do I do? Number 9 has got 2 numbers in. You see, you get it. So it's number 6, then you turn it upside down, and then it's a number 9, which means that you're going to have a fantastic accomplishment, brilliant accomplishment, and that you're going to realize right at the beginning of the month. And this is going to be a driving force. This is going to give you optimism. This is going to give you power. This is going to give you a vavavoom. This is just so important, because you're going to come across the situation that is just going to make you feel like a little bit uncomfortable, and that accomplishment at the same time, it's going to help you to have a certain power, to have a reflection in a slightly different one, and that reflection is going to help you with your own completion, which on another hand going to give you the whole new strength. It's just so brilliant, because you also, number 9 means that you're going to end up with more than you were hoping for, and also you will realize that there is coming a very important moment in your life is about to unfold, when you're going to make a really big decision, and this is going to be very much so connected, my babies. So by the time you get to the end of July, you will know what am I talking about. You will know which decision you will need to make. You will know what you're going to feel drawn towards to, or what you're going to feel drawn to. You see, it's just so important, and it wouldn't happen if you didn't have this number 9, which is, as I said, number 6 upside down is number 9. So there's so much goodness, extra goodness that is actually going to wait for you in this situation. Absolutely wonderful, and it's fantastic, and it's just going to give you so much optimism. On another hand, your lucky number this month is number 11. What do I say? Number 11, it's all about angels. Number 11, it's all about the signs. Number 11, it's all about synchronicities. When the God, when the numbers are doubling up, you see, it's always to do with the synchronicity. It's always to do with the spirit guides. It's always to do with our angels trying to let us know to pay attention to certain things. The synchronicities don't happen just, oh yes, something synchronicity. You know, that's how simple people think. You know, I'm not saying, you know, simple people, but it's a simple way of thinking. You know, no, nothing. You know, it's just certain people think, you know, like nothing exists, like a no horoscope, no tarot. You know, but then that's fine. That this is this particular people's, I suppose, their own spiritual journey doesn't allow them to see much more. But basically, the bottom line is you are going to have the control over the situation. Your number is number 11. I would highly suggest you to, you see, get something like a, sorry, like a lapis lazuli. It's also known as a stone of an ancient Egypt. I say every time because I'm obsessed with Egypt. There is so much about Egypt. I mentioned this before that they're not telling us. There is so much about the power of the actual Egypt. So this is also known as a stone of an ancient Egypt. It comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain. And to buy this is in the link is in the description below. And by buying this, you're of course supporting this channel as well. And I'm saying that this is so important because lapis lazuli has got the ability to actually help you with the grounding in a certain way where you can just basically see things crystal clear, but especially when it comes to like a picking up to this for these messages when it comes to your spirit guides and angels. Because you've got number 11, wearing lapis lazuli throughout the month is going to help you to get the messages, receive the messages, see the messages, understand the messages, because sometimes we're showered with these messages like there is no tomorrow, and there's so many little messages around us and signs around us, but we don't really pick up on them for one reason. Sometimes we are too busy, and sometimes, you know, there are too many of them, and that's where lapis lazuli helps you to have this breakthrough, so you can just pick these certain messages out. On another hand, number 11, also if you can write down a little number 11 number in your pocket, or you can like have a little pendant with number 11, it's good to have these numbers and wear them with with you throughout the month, because it's going to help you to attach to this energy even more, so everything is going to be even more enhanced. The bottom line is that it's just a beautiful month. You're going to have a full of energy, and you're going to have lots of determination, and I quite like it, you know, because also just let me tell you that you're going to have a little bit of a shadow confidence, and shadow confidence in the spiritual world, in the spiritual term, means that it's just that spiritual key that I'm talking about. Do you remember what I said about the spiritual key? Spiritual key is just so, that spiritual key is like really important when it comes to the situations, when we are checked into the situations, but this is the part of our spiritual journey. So therefore, we on Monday, let's say, we feel like, oh no, all tired, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's awful. And then as soon as you knock on the spiritual door, and as soon as you use the spiritual key, basically you do it by starting, just having a start, having the beginning, having the number one. Start talking or start doing or start being, start doing or making or doing whatever you need to do. And the spiritual key, this is it. You at the same time become the spiritual key, and at the same time you open this door, and without even realizing you're doing so great. So this is the situation that I need you to pay attention to. Very, very good indeed. A powerful and very special message is going to arrive to you, and that is going to surprise you indeed, because it's connected to the certain problem. Okay, that certain issue that you had. Okay, so what else I was going to say now, when it comes to your health, you see the energy levels are going to be quite good this month, and I like it. That is going to reflect on you in a really wonderful way, because I have got number 11, and number 11 means that the energy levels are going to be quite good, you know, very, very good. You're going to be focused on so many things this month, and you're going to find yourself like achieving quite a lot as well, and I quite like this. But what else I was going to say is just so important to make sure that you do work-life balance, make sure you've got little breaks, and make sure that you're going to the gym, or make sure you're having little breaks in the forest. Make sure you're meditating, make sure you're maybe doing certain little bit of yoga, a little bit of tai chi, whatever you do, whatever you need to use in order to reflect yourself and just kind of relax. It would be absolutely fantastic, because at the same time you're going to be receiving lots of messages as well. But also what I was saying to you, that I can see the sensitivity when it comes to the actual sensitivity. It's just a little bit of cold and flu symptoms, but not like completely cold and flu, but just like a little bit, you know, a little bit of negativity around the head area, your throat and things like that. So I would highly suggest you to get like acerola vitamin C powder, acerola cherry, okay, and it needs to be organic, please, please, please. And basically it's just so significant to get this, because it's a natural form of vitamin C. Don't get like a non-natural form of vitamin C, and ascorbic acid is different to vitamin C. So please try to get vitamin C. If you get vitamin C, try to get natural, which is like acerola cherry powder, or camu camu. Camu camu is even stronger. Camu camu would be the most powerful. Acerola is the second step down, and acerola cherry powder is something that I think you would need. It's at around 1000 milligrams every single day. If you take in a little bit of water, it tastes like a little bit sour. I actually like the taste. It's like orangish, okay. And this is an acerola cherry powder. It's going to help you like with the like an energy drainage and with the cold and flu symptoms, whichever they are. And also what else I need you to take is like, I can see like a little bit of sensitivity in your ears. So the garlic if you can eat throughout the month, you know, or garlic supplement. If you don't want to eat garlic, then you can get like a little bit of garlic supplement capsules. But just make sure, if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, to check with your doctor, if your GP, if you can take these garlic capsules or not. But garlic capsules are fantastic, like a garlic, to eat garlic. It's a natural antibiotic. It's absolutely brilliant, and it helps with so much. So this is something that I would need you to take. But as I said, you can just eat the garlic, like if you can eat as much as you can. I know it's a strong smell, but you're going to benefit from it, especially when it comes to your ears, painful ears, and cold and flu also. It helps, okay? And now going on the first day that it's going to be significant for you, it's going to actually be on the 5th of July. Now the 5th of July is just basically going to be 5th of July, you're just gonna be the part of the situation, and somebody's going to try to wind you up a little bit. You're gonna feel like a little bit of negativity. You're gonna feel like a little bit, you wanna like, oh no, do something like in a way, but in a wrong way. Remember what I say. if somebody's very low, if somebody's got a bad energy and they're trying to irritate you, agitate you, you're way better than that. You're way more powerful than that. You don't go low that vibration. You don't go low that energy. You just rise above the situation by realizing, by saying to yourself, no, I'm not going to go down that road. I'm better than that. And then if you feel like a little bit agitated or something like that by somebody else, just say to yourself, no, I'm going to be absolutely fine. I'm not going to let this to drain my energy. You see, and just that moment so much changes, because your thoughts are energy, your thoughts are powerful, and this is what you need to do. But what is going to happen is just you will be part of the situation on the 5th of July where you would normally feel very, very nervous. So you would normally feel like a little bit scared, because you will be like a little bit tested. So you just need to be brave. You just need to be brave. But you will have the power of angels. You will have the power of love. You will have the power of spirits here, which they're going to guide you indeed without you realizing or not. And you are going to be brave. You are going to be braver. You are going to be strong, and you're going to have a super control over the situation, because remember, number 11 is your number this month. Your, not as in numerology, number 11 is your lucky number this month. Number 9 is your number in numerology. Number 11 is your lucky number. They are both super powerful, but number 11 is telling me that you're also going to have this guardian angels with you anyway. So that's what this your bravery is going to be very strong. Okay, so you will kind of like be part of the situation where you're going to need to be really brave, and you are going to be, and you're going to realize that, you know what, you were just going to it's something is going to happen, and it's going to trigger something in you. You're going to do really well. You're going to do absolutely brilliant, and your spirit is most certainly going to evolve here. Very, very good and very important. But it is going to kind of take you back from the situation, from the certain part of your life, and you will want to go back, and you will want to just kind of like have a little check from a slightly different angle, which is going to be really, really significant for you. And also it is at the same time there is somebody's understanding, and an understanding of somebody who means to you a lot. It's going to come through forward, and that particular person is going to have a really nice influence on you and impact on you. But this wouldn't happen if this situation or day didn't happen the way I said. And you are going to get an important advice through somebody who is very nice, very beautiful, very sympathetic, and very understanding indeed. Somebody very friendly, somebody who you think of really highly. That person is going to give you mind-blowing advice. That person is going to give you really good advice. This is absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy for you, because there is a very significant strength that at the same time you're going to have, and because you know this person, because you appreciate this person, it is all going to feel so good. Okay, the second date that I want you to pay attention to, it's actually going to be on the 15th of July. Oh, my babies, my Sagittarini. Okay, my Sagittarini, on the 15th of July, it is all about the money. It's like basically to do with like apprenticeship. There is an apprenticeship that is going to be very strong here, very powerful here, but it's just going to be a little bit hidden to start with. You just need to make sure that you are focusing on what you're doing. Make sure that you are concentrating on what you're doing. Make sure that you are giving 1000%. Make sure you're giving 1,000,000%. Make sure you're giving 10,000,000%, because it's going to be worth it. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be worth it. You just need to remember, if you get agitated, if you get irritated, if you get, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm finished, I'm done. No, baby, no. This is the exact moment when you need to get. This is the exact moment when you need to touch, because that is going to be magical, because through this situation something is going to be offered to you. And I'm so happy for you, because you will realize also that you should just stop with a certain effort. It's going to be a little bit like, oh no, but it's better to realize bad things in a time, and it's better to realize things that are not working no longer in our life like on time, than just do them for our whole life, and then when we are just before we are when we are too old, before we die, you know, we're just like, oh no, I should have done this, I should have done that. That's what this is so good, to actually realize things that came to an end when it comes to our spiritual journey. So there's going to be this continuous of something that you will think about, but you will know that this is just going to be a really closer step for the certain perfection and harmony that you are going to have. And you're going to feel very honored actually to do this, because this is also going to at the same time mark a very special beginning of something very, very special indeed. The whole new energy is going to come through. The whole new energy energy is going to come forward. This is so good, and I'm so happy for you. And also this is going to be connected to the certain wish and to the certain dream that you had. This is going to be one step closer indeed. The third date that I want you to pay attention to, I'm just checking my light. The third date, this room is full of spirits. So basically what it happens, like light bulbs, I'm changing them like every 2 days. You know, light bulbs are changed here every 2 days because the place is full of spirit. Wherever I am, it's like that. So that's why it normally in conjunction with the spirit world, with the spirit, you know, light bulbs, the energy, you know, it's like doesn't work really well, you know. So that's how you know that here as well. So that's why I'm checking, you know, if it's gone, you know, because it goes literally every couple of days. Okay, anyway, so now Matthew is saying hello. Matthew, the spirit Matthew is in the room and he's saying hello. Spirit Matthew, it's also connected to number 7. So Matthew with number 7 is saying hi. Okay, so now 26th of July, it's actually going to be the third important date. And the 26th of July, it's going to be an important day for a little manifestation and a ritual. You've got a little bit of everything this month, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So basically 26th of July is an amazing day, very important, very powerful, to make a certain ritual. Whatever you do, whatever you make, whatever you try to make or try to do, or whichever message you try to send to the universe, just make sure that you're being positive, make sure that you're being good, and make sure that it's about you, and make sure that it's not about somebody else, especially negative. You don't do this. You don't do negative things to somebody else because you're clever. You will know that this is going to come back to you, so there's no point, you see. So basically it's a perfect day to make a little ritual. Take a little candle, anoint a candle, as I always say, like a little candle, not as big as this because it's going to take 10 years to burn, but it's like the point is to burn the candle burn candle until the end, and when it comes when it's burned until the end, you send a message to the universe. Take a little candle, take a little lavender oil, anoint one side, anoint second side and the third side, and write 3 things on. What would you like to manifest? What would you like to manifest? And it needs to happen on the 26th of July. Okay, let's say money, wealth, health, or something like that. And then you just basically make sure that it's a very strong and important moment when you're lighting the candle. You are with it, you are in it. You know, this is an important moment because at the time when you're lighting the candle, at the same time you're lighting the flame within yourself, within you as well. And that's the moment when you make a very strong connection with your candle, with your wish. And by the time, you know, when you do this, when you light it, you know, once it's lit, you know, just you can say a little affirmation, you can say a little chant, you can at least repeat like what 3 things you would like to happen and send them to the universe. By the time the candle finished burning until the end, basically just make sure you take it and make sure you go somewhere outside and just dig like a little hole like this and put this into the hole, cover the hole, and then once you cover, you put it into the nature, you see, into the hole. Once you cover the hole, look around you and see which rock or stone you feel drawn to. This is the one, this is the one, this is the one that is going to finish your manifestation. This is the one that's going to be very, very, very important part of the ritual. See around you which stone or rock you feel drawn to. That's the rock that it's calling you. That's the rock that is a part of you, and that's the rock that you need to take and finish your ritual. Take the rock and just put it on top, and that's where you bury the candle remainings, and that's it. That you just go, and that's it, basically. Now the second thing on the 26th of July, it's actually going to be somebody who is very honest, somebody who's really nice, somebody who's really beautiful person, a little bit older, somebody who's very like a fatherly person, is just going to also kind of make you realize something. Through this person you will realize something. Through this person you're kind of gonna make a really powerful realization, because you're gonna look up to something and you're gonna like this, an inspiration that is gonna help you to have a swift activity and also to make a certain message, almost as if that person is going to be somebody really beautiful who is going to confirm something for you as well when it comes to the certain swift activity and change. Absolutely fantastic. When we are going to the swift activities and changes, and when we are working a lot and dealing with lots of people and lots of situations, just get like a cornelian. Look at this gorgeous cornelian. This comes with the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and in order to buy this, you just it's basically in the link is in the description, and by buying this, of course, you are also helping this channel. But what this cornelian is going to do is just going to help you to bring certain people closer. It's going to help you with communication. It's going to make everything like it's going to help you to express yourself, and it's also going to help a lot with the breaking of certain barriers in between you and other people. So this is something that I highly recommend you to get. Okay, so now going on the first part of July 2019, it's just like the very first day is just going to make you feel like a little bit lazy and a little bit bored. But this is not lazy as in lazy, but it's just like a lazy, like, oh God. And this is so good, and this is so important, because this is when the energy is actually going to start changing. And that laziness and boredom, just one day, that just the first couple of days, within 1 or 2 days, that you're going to feel it's exactly what you want, exactly what you need, because that is going to get your mind going. That is also at the same time going to affect your balance and get your power going as well. And you will feel very strong connection to the certain spiritual teacher. What certain spiritual teacher, somebody like me or somebody like who you consider like to be in this way, is actually going to something what they said, it's going to be on your mind, and that is just going to make so much sense, and it's going to be keep on replaying and replaying and replaying, and that in itself is just going to make you realize also that in order to move on with your life, in order to like kind of do the really big step, there's a big step going to become available, but before you do this, it is going to affect you, it is emotionally going to affect you, it is going to affect your relationships, and that's why you will know, you will be aware of that there are going to be certain changes that are going to come about, certain changes that come across that you're going to need to deal with. Now, that is all good, that is all brilliant, that is all very optimistic for you, because it's going to motivate you, because it's going to liberate you in so many ways. This is all about your personal liberation, personal happiness, and personal excitement. It is a little bit of a hermit moment that you are going to have, which means that it's going to give you the food for thought. You're going to be thinking about it a little bit, but especially certain illusion, it's going to become obvious, certain illusion when it comes to the certain person, but that is just going to kind of even be confirmed to you when you kind of in touch or in contact with a certain person. Whatever you say or whatever you do, it's just going to be like some kind of defensive. They will be on the defensive when they're not meant to be on the defensive, and that is going to make you think, and that is going to make you thinking about this, why is this happening, you know, and you will find your way through by focusing on work, focusing on career, and focusing on doing things that you like doing. Just remember, if emotionally you kind of start wondering and you're like kind of thinking, oh no, just remember, just work and focus on work, and that in itself is just going to help you a lot to kind of realize something, to see things from a slightly different angle, and also it's going to realize you about a certain sacrifice. There's a certain sacrifice that is going to be very evident here, and that is also going to be the part of like you breaching much further than you would normally breach, and you being very open-minded, like super open-minded here, but there is an abandonment that you are going to have, but that abandonment is just going to have direct impact on the certain imbalance that was preventing you to do things for the future planning. What did you want to do for your future that you had to stop? What did you focus on when it comes to like some big picture about your future, but that you just couldn't really do much about it? There was no progress. You see, this is the thing that I'm talking about. This is the swift change that I'm talking about, because the whole new synchronicities is coming through, and a very important ending also, very important ending, and you're gonna like it. My lord, you're gonna like this. Is so good. So you will really have important ending. You will realize that an important ending is about to happen, and it's about to manifest. Normally, what the trick is that normally, like about a few months ago, you would be like freaking out. No. But now, this is going to be so good, because especially it is going to be the end of somebody who was maybe like a too domineering figure in your life. And that somebody who has been like a too domineering figure in your life, it's going to come to an end, but you wanted this indeed, because it's going to feel like beautiful. See? Sirens, it's going to feel beautiful and it's going to be very significant. You had your sirens, you see, to confirm, and it's all about the success. It's all sex. Sex. My mind. No. Sorry, success. It's all about success, okay? And it's just so good. You will have the opportunity to do something naughty. You will have the opportunity to do something silly. You will have the opportunity to do something mischievous. But I like it because it's so good. And you know what? You're going to have a certain enlightenment, literally, and you will want to explore. You will feel very adventurous. You know, by the time we get to the last part of July, there is a message, very significant message that you're going to receive about a certain family member. You know, there this means to you a lot, and this was worrying you and you weren't too sure what to do, and now that in itself is just going to be very positive for you in many different ways. As I said, enlightenment is going to wait for you at the end of July, and enlightenment is going to come through, and it's going to manifest through the certain victory, and mental clarity. You see, there were cloudness that you had, and that was caused by somebody that was in control, but the person who is not really nice. But on another hand, that person is going to also be the main cause and the main impact of you kind of moving on with your life and just opening towards new, focusing towards new heights and towards new opportunities. It's absolutely brilliant. It's going to make you feel optimistic, motivating, and also ready for anything. And you know what, let me just tell you one more thing. You know, it's an inheritance that is becoming absolutely bombastic here at the end of July. You will hear about some kind of inheritance, or if you haven't got a family, if you haven't got anybody to leave inheritance, then this could be like some kind of money that's owned to you and is going to surprise you, but there are other people that are actually going to be the part of it. So it's, you know, but however, this money is going to be good, this money is going to be brilliant, and it's also going to help you almost immediately to do something that you wanted to do for a while, but maybe you needed a certain money, and the other things that are going to be unfolded at the same time. Couple of tiny little problems and little issues you're going to need to deal with that may be like a tiny bit uncomfortable, but then that's absolutely fine, because you will be very, very optimistic and very motivated, because you will know that at the end of all this, you're going to be absolutely fine. Fantastic progress. Okay, do you know what? And another thing that I was going to say is, like, when it comes to your homecoming time, homecoming, your dream is about to come through. Your desire is about to come through. What you wanted to do, it's about to come through. It's fantastic, and it's to do with you. It's to do with your soul. It's to do with your soul purpose. It's to do with your spirituality. It's to do with a big change when it comes to home, and it's to do with your homecoming time, your family, and your happiness. My Lord, the end of July, it's going to be huge, it's going to be massive, it's going to be very important when it comes to relationships, family members, and your friends. This is a very important time as well, because there is going to be reconnection with someone very special in your life, somebody you haven't seen in a really long time, and somebody from the childhood. That particular person is also going to play an important role later on, because it's going to bring you an insight with something that you forgot about, and something that you used to do, and something that is going to help you later on to be literally reborn and to literally rejuvenate yourself. Absolutely fantastic. What do I say, Sagittarius? Most certainly this is going to be absolutely incredible month for you, and you will see exactly what I mean. Now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are actually in relationships. You know, let me tell you something. For those of you in relationship, it's just a whole new hope it's going to come through, which means you will be working on certain issues, you will be working on certain problems. Maybe you had some kind of bickering lately, maybe you didn't get on lately, you know, maybe you were too busy, you know, I know a lot has been happening, but however, kind of relationship came to the certain point, the progress, I'm not saying it stopped or anything like that, but something was kind of blocked energetically. It wasn't as good. Something was blocked because there was no, and it was caused and affected both of you to kind of stop looking towards the future. And that, when that happens, that's not really good, and it can have an impact on relationship that it's really negative, or that it's really bad, and it's bringing you down because you haven't got any other directions to go. Because if you're not able to look towards the future, look forward towards the future as you both in a couple, then obviously you're just going to drift apart. The good thing is that there is a really important situation going to happen, and your partner is going to do something, but on another hand, you're going to do something, you're going to do something yourself. It looks like you're both going to inspire each other, okay? You're both going to inspire each other. Maybe, no, I was going to be rude a little bit, but I don't want to, like, new sex position. No, it's not that. You're both going, you're both going to inspire each other. And it's like basically all about the hope and faith and inspiration. This inspiration that you're going to feel, this inspiration that your partner is going to feel, is just going to be the beginning of something really special, because it's going to bring you the full hope, and also you're going to feel really great. And also both of you are going to be witness. Both of you are going to witness something very strange, something very unusual. Oh my Lord, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You see, this has been confirmed now. It's the start This is all what I said so far. And both of you are actually going to witness something very unusual this month, okay? Both of you as a couple, and it's going to be strange, it is going to be bizarre, it is going to be really different, it is going to be really weird, and it is going to come from a different world. It is going to come from the spirit world. There is something to do with the spirit, something to do with the spirit world, something that is going to be very different, very unusual, and very bizarre. You're both going to experience, and that moment in time, that is going to mean to you so much. That is going to be something very special for both of you. Most certainly it's going to be very brightly, it's going to affect very brightly both of you. Absolutely fantastic, but it is going to bring so much optimism to both of you that you both needed. Okay, so now I'm gonna shuffle these cards, and I'm going to focus on those of you that are single and ready to mingle. You see, you're just going to have to be a little bit careful this month, because you're going to have a great time when it comes to you see, you're going to have a great time when it comes to the actual meeting people, when it comes to going out, when it comes to having a great time. But especially this is going to be caused because there is going to be a return of old friends and things like that, and you're going to be able to have a great time, great fun, especially when it comes to social relationships. I know you're going to flirt a lot because you're going to feel good, you're going to look good, and this is what I didn't mention. It's going to be the month of radiance, and it's a lot going to happen through you just flirting, and through you just having a great time like this, because there are going to be quite a few people that are going to kind of catch your attentions, and vice versa. You know, it's all about the flirting and discovering and rediscovering yourself as well. You see, this is something that is going to bring you so much motivation, and something that is going to bring you so much vavavoom into your life, and you're going to like it. It's not always about finding someone who you're going to be with forever, but it's just all about the flirting and having a great time, because it's about these relationships, these sacred relationships, these special relationships that we are showered with, that we come across with, that we learn from so much, and that prepares us for someone special. And this is what's going to happen here. You will be prepared for someone special through this way. But let me tell you something, I do have a little bit of warning, because there is a certain person here who is kind of going to be very attractive, very beautiful, very sexy, but it's just going to be kind of too much like a love of a material wealth, and somebody who's using people. And this is going to be somebody who you will realize in time. Somebody who's also going to be completely connected to the certain completion. Somebody who's had a really difficult time lately, but this is nothing to do with you. This is to do with their spiritual journey. But on another hand, it's just somebody who is not really healed from their a pain and their a heartbreak and things like that. But on another hand, it's not only that, because this person is just not a nice person. This is a very low vibration person. This is a very negative person, and this is the person who is looking for the wrong things in people. You look for the people, you look for love and things like that, for the people you like, for the people you get on with, but for the people who you feel like you want to be with, for the people who you feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with, for the people you feel like you want to explore with, you know, and that's how you look, not for the money and financial situation. That's not how it works. That's not love. That's something completely different, and it's dirty, and it's don't like it. So that's why I'm saying that this is somebody who you will know that is actually going to be a user, somebody who's not a good person, but you will see that this is going to reflect on you in such a way, because that in itself is just going to make you realize, you see the magician here, that in itself is just going to make you realize something really important about yourself. But you're going to learn some kind of important skill, an important trail about yourself as well, an important realization. You know, perhaps this is going to help you to realize not to go for this type of people. It's going to remind you of somebody else as well, and that in itself is going to be a good starting point, or also a big learning experience indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarius, Sagittarini, I love you all to bits. I'm sending the brightest blessings, healing, love and light to all of you. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarius, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium.